From That Park Place, Sega theme park project in the works, led by Sonic the Hedgehog Attractions. Whoa! Big stuff right here, June 26, 2025 by Raven Redgrave. By the way, Raven, thank you so much for contributing to That Park Place in some very, very meaningful articles. This is awesome stuff. Sega is reportedly creating a theme park with Sonic the Hedgehog at the fore. According to a report from Attractions Magazine, the project is being developed in partnership with Tokyo-based firm Katana Inc. and will span everything from standalone Sonic attractions to full-scale indoor theme parks across the US, Europe, Japan, and South America. A long time coming. While this news has fans buzzing, it's not the first time Sega has hinted at ambitions beyond the console. As far back as 2016, Attractions Management reported that the Sega Sammy Holdings was exploring indoor theme parks as part of a broader expansion into non-gaming ventures. For those unfamiliar, Sega Sammy is the parent company formed in 2004 when video game publisher Sega merged with Sammy Corporation, a major player in Japan's pachinko and amusement hardware industries. The result was a sprawling entertainment conglomerate with interests in gaming toys and location-based attractions. At the time, Sega Sammy CEO Hajime Satomi stated that branching out into theme parks and other real-world experiences was a key part of the company's long-term strategy. He even hinted at Sonic's emerging media presence, including early films, was just the beginning. Now, apparently, we were able to get down to some really kind of nitty-gritty stuff about this. Jonas, I do believe the person kind of not responsible, but acting as a consultant, I think, who has some ties to Sega in the past, if I'm not mistaken. Isn't that right?
Yes. So the person, what is her name? Roberta Perry is the person that's talking about this. She is one of the founders of the Themed Entertainment Association. And she has Sega of America firmly listed in her resume here. So when we say theme park here, we're not necessarily saying theme park, we're saying themed entertainment, which includes theme parks here. So this is something where they are putting Sega up as a company that is more than happy to enter into the theme park space. So the question, of course, then becomes, where do they put this, and who out there would be willing to pay the money to get Sonic the Hedgehog in their parks? I think if Disney did it. Go ahead, Marvin.
I mean, that sounds like that's got Universal written all over it. If they could get it, I mean,
doesn't it?
If you could put Sonic in Epic Universe, right with where Nintendo World is, and you have Sonic and Mario, the two biggest video game icons of all time, in your theme park, you win.
Yes.
I think there's no better way to put that. Let's talk about the Paramount aspect of this real quick. Paramount already has existing deals with Universal right now. Paramount has no theme parks to speak of. Actually, the theme park land that they were intending on putting together, is now owned by Universal over there at the Bedfordshire. Bedfordshire Park is now actually going to be where Great Britain, UK is, because that kept stalling over there. So the existing relationship as well that Paramount has with Universal does make Universal a high contender for Sonic the Hedgehog, if that were to come to be.
I really am hoping, I think everybody is hoping, that Universal gets a hold of these franchises. And I think Universal executives have also talked about how we have, I think they were saying that we have multiple partners that are potential partners that are coming to us and wanting to bring their concepts to life in a theme park setting, because they know how well we've done that in the past. The two noteworthy examples are going to be obviously Wizarding World of Harry Potter, but also Super Nintendo World, which is I think what everybody's thinking when they talk about Sonic or Sega coming to the theme parks. Go ahead, Marvin.
Could you imagine a Sonic roller coaster, like where the loops are like the loops from the game, and like a dual, like you do like a Stardust Racers type thing where one of the cars is blue and the other is black and red, and you have it's Sonic versus Shadow racing through like Emerald Hill or whatever. There's so much you could do with this.
I can see the ring donuts right now, Jonas.
Yeah,
there you go.
It's absolutely, but it's Universal, so you'll just be in a room surrounded by a 360-degree screen where they simulate you moving really fast, and the Rock will occasionally come flying by.
Tails the size of the helicopter he's hanging off of.
when we got off that ride, I turned to my friend and I said, "That was not fast, and I'm furious."
Yes.
I think the spot they need to go for if they do a Sonic the Hedgehog roller coaster is to the fastest family coaster out there that makes it look like it's going even faster than it is, because they don't want to get into that Ferrari world mess. Because I'll also point out Yas Water World is opening up their biggest expansion in their water area in about 2 weeks here. So they might also be looking for something else to expand. So if Moral over there decides to drop another check and say, yeah, Sega World, we'll hire the Universal creative people to do it. That's where it's at.
There you go. I mean, I think it's unbelievably exciting to think about more IPs getting into this space. I mean, look, if it's going to be an IP driven industry anyway, in part actually, launched by Universal in the form of Wizarding World of Harry Potter, which by the way celebrates its 15th anniversary this year. Crazy. If it's going to be IPs and IPs only, you might as well choose the best IPs out there. And I think Sonic just by itself has a lot of upside, but also too, if you engage with the larger Sega brand, I think there are some other properties that you can definitely represent in some way in a theme park concept. Culture, does this excite you at all? And what's the likelihood of this actually meaningfully being developed for maybe the US?
Well, I mean, I would be excited for a Sonic world of some sort. The problem is how far expanded are the rest of the offerings beyond Sonic specifically? I mean, you guys are asking the right questions. I think you have at least 3 or 4 solid attractions that come to mind for me. Just built off of Sonic alone and the characters within that world. But I mean, what other things, would we be expanding upon? And is there enough there to build out, a 26 to 35 attraction theme park? Because, I mean, obviously we're constantly having conversations about what makes up a theme park, how many attractions, and Disney seems to be falling very far short of what somebody would describe as a theme park. I like the idea, and I would love to live in this world for a little while. And I would like to see people go back to a solid mix of physical attractions and shows that make sense within a given IP. Yeah. So there's a lot of room here for this to be good. I just, I don't have anything.
I'll add there. Counterpoint, sir. It is Sega, even
please.
though we are very, very focused on Sonic the Hedgehog here. It is Sega that is specifically looking into this. So
point to me the franchises you would pull from.
Crazy Taxi would be one, for instance. I don't know.
Echo the
Dolphin. Yes, Echo the Dolphin. Oh my goodness. But if it's the entire company, hey there, Nolan, then I think you have a lot more that you can draw from. Also, I really don't think it's going to be an entire Sonic theme park, although that could do well if you're talking regional scale theme park. I think what they're probably talking about is partnering with someone else that does theme parks in order to do this. Right. So you could probably have about 5 rides right off the top of my head, from Sonic, Tails, Knuckles, Eggman, and of course Shadow the Hedgehog, all getting their own attractions. I think that the possibilities are very high on something like this.
So my
for a land or a large area.
Sure, I'm just saying is like, how many attractions does a theme park make? If you're Disney, apparently 6.
Apparently 12 if you're Universal.
Yeah, I think you need more. I think you need more. And look, if as far as partnerships, I mean, what immediately came to mind was Merlin. I think they'd be the team to kind of join up with for giving you a mid-level theme park experience. I could be wrong.
Well, yeah, I think is it Merlin Entertainment that has Minecraft right now, which I think is probably a disappointment to the guys at Warner Brothers, who just had one of the biggest children's movies of all time with the Jack Black one there. Merlin Entertainment could do fine. I don't think that Sonic the Hedgehog is at this point, with 3 very large children's movies and the fact that they've basically got a huge media franchise on their hands, I think they need to be swinging for a Universal or a Nintendo, personally.
As a partnership?
I would think so. Yeah, I would think so. Yeah, because to take on the enterprise alone, I think is a big risk for any corporation. If Universal already has a presence in multiple places in the United States, makes a lot of sense, right? But the theme park, nomenclature or I should say terminology, has been expanded. I think some people say, "Oh, look, Nintendo, they have a new theme park at Epic Universe." We know that's a portal or land and so forth. So, I think.
Okay, so
yes,
you're saying that the Legoland offerings aren't good enough?
Yes, I'm specifically saying the Legoland offerings are not good enough. I get it. United Parks, that's fine. They're fine. They're doing a good job with coaster theme parks, but I think it's this is an IP that United or whoever is running Knott's right now, which is Six Flags together. I'm very concerned. No, it's Six Flags owns it now.
Really? Okay.
Because Six Flags is the one who absorbed Cedar Fair in that merger, even though the Cedar Fair CEO came in. I'm actually concerned about the structural quality of a Sonic the Hedgehog roller coaster at some of the lesser parks. And I think United theme parks, they would probably do fine with a little bit of Sonic stuff, but like their Sesame Place stuff is not anything that you would look at and say, "Oh, wow, they did an amazing job. I never thought they could do that." They have Sesame Street themed attractions. I want to see Green Hill Zone the way that they've done Super Mario World. It might seem a little repetitive doing it that way, but sorry, maybe I'm being a fanboy, maybe I'm dreaming here, but I really want Universal to get this IP, or for someone to step up if they got the funding to do it.
The chili dog counter that they would have.
Oh man,
we're talking about ring donuts. I'm like, wait, we missed the obvious.
Exactly.
It's a fair point.
This is great because we're getting intense on something that is this like, where do you want your Sonic theme park?
Well, I mean, I think you build it in Frisco, Texas. I mean, rumors abound about somebody else building in that area.
Of course.
Well, and here's the thing: you could just start out in Frisco, see the demand for a brand like that, see how people react to it, and it's like, okay, well, that gives us a justification of spending even more money, investing even larger if that works out.
And could you imagine that area expanding into a theme park empire in the dead center of the States? Holy cow.
Thanks for watching That Park Plays News. For more information, consider checking out www.thatparkplace.com. And don't forget to subscribe, share, like, and send this out on your favorite social media account.